What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Hope you are having a fantastic, absolutely amazing Friday. We are coming in hot. Hope everybody is having a tremendous Friday. Like I said, I have a special guest for you. He is Burner Market Trading, ladies and gentlemen. If you are not aware who Burner Market Trading is, I suggest you head on over to his YouTube channel and take a look, ladies and gentlemen. Not only can he break down a chart tremendously flawlessly, I think the epic proportions of breaking down a chart, but he's also got the personality that everybody loves. We see him when he's going live and talking about humble. Ladies and gentlemen, TC from Burner Market Trading. What is going on, TC?
Oh, how are we doing, my friend? How are we doing? Lucas, what is going on? Dude, we are coming in hot. That is an understatement, man. It is a July summer here. The suns are out. The guns are out. Okay. The shorts aren't playing any games, but instead of battling against them head on, we need to be going with the flow. We need to be taking their moves and use that to our advantage right here. So, we posted up that video. I was looking for a break underneath 119. I was concerned with a little bit of sell the news mentality. Thought they may take advantage of that. We saw our dollar here, so we're good to go. We're loaded up. And as you can see, that was the easiest 8% I have ever captured in my portfolio, Lucas. We went from $1 to $1. That's 8%. The right way to the good guys with some fresh money, some fresh shares. So let's go.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Obviously, I always enjoy you being on, man. I'm glad we were able to meet the way we were able to meet. I think it's incredible when two people come together and collaborate. It's definitely something that I've really started to implement on my other sports channel because and one of the things I talked about is, yes, in some aspects from a stock perspective, everyone is kind of competing to break some news. I look at it differently. I look at it as we're all teammates. The ultimate team is to create and provide the best information to people in a manner that, is accepting. We obviously have two different perspectives. I love to bring the hype. I know you do too, but I'm a hype guy. I'm that hype guy. I love to you're obviously so good at what you do when it comes to charts, breaking it down, talking about it, really laying it out. I think that's what is incredible. And I think that's why it's nice to have these collaborations where people can come together and see exactly what we're talking about. This is going to be a fun live stream. This isn't just strictly going to be about stocks. We're going to do that, but I'm going to make this fun. It is obviously Friday, July 2nd. It is the 4th of July weekend. Huge, favorite holiday by far. So we're going to have fun. We're going to ask some questions. And TC, I'm going to put you on the hot seat, my friend.
Oh, let's go. Bring it on.
For sure. So while we're waiting for more and more people to come in here to the live stream, my first hot topic is going to be, here it is. Oh, wrong one. Pulled her back. I pulled her back. All right. Where did it go?
No more bets, please.
That actually was it.
Oh, here we go. If you could pick any stock and being from the beginning, which would it be? So give me the category. How many stocks am I choosing from? Anything?
So yeah, this is where I wanted to definitely propose this. So if you could pick any stock from the beginning, because I talked about this a ton in a lot of my videos because I refer it to humble. So obviously I feel like a lot of us are getting into something that most of us just weren't able to get into prior because of either we were too young and we just weren't investing, or we just weren't able to catch it at a humble price. So my examples are always, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, even just some of those. But if there's a stock like that you're just like, dang, I wish I could have been there and just capitalize from the get-go to the end, very similar to like a lot of people are saying we're doing with humble, which one would you have done?
All right, so here's an interesting take, okay? I'm going to go back to my home sector, right, the electronic vehicle sector for this one. All right, I'm going to take this back. Specifically, when you're talking EVs, you got your manufacturers, right? You got your factories pumping out the cars. but every electric vehicle needs to be charged, right? So something I was watching from the beginning, which I was very, very off on, was Blink charging. I thought out of those SPACs, right, everything that came up and popped, something, that I could be in from the beginning. I think Blink is one of those stories where I was watching it around just a few bucks underneath $5, I think. It was definitely around that $4 to $5 range. I think it pumped up to $10. I think it dumped down to four, and I saw their CEO, Michael Farkas, and I was put off by, a presentation he did. It was it was middle of November a year ago when all the SPACs were going off. And I just remember, thinking to myself, all right, let's go with the EVs, but let's go pick and shovel. So let's start looking at these charging companies, right? So Blink is one that really got away from me. What it was about the CEO, Michael Farkas, he was quoting ChargePoint's margins and ChargePoint as their competitor, but he was kind of just quoting numbers that seemed like 2 to 3 times, like 200 to 300%, percent like better, margin wise. And I was just like, really? I was like, that doesn't seem, and I was just scratching my head with it. But whoa, looking at the price per share now, that is a run up that I would have definitely loved to have been in on from the start. But I mean, I'm not as familiar with the whole story over there. But boy, that's one that I wouldn't say got away from me. But when you talk about that, that I think what this question's asking is, that element of something that got away from you because you didn't have the money, you weren't aware, you didn't have your conviction yet. So, with that one, that's the wrong move I made, passing up on Blink. It just, in the single digits.
For sure. Well, I for me, it's tough because I'm a huge Apple fan, and I know that's not the flashiest of share prices. But I think for me, Apple is one of those consistent. You know what you're getting. It's not really going anywhere. I think obviously very early on, I'm sure they had some influx and definitely had some ups and downs and things like that. But for me, that's honestly what built my portfolio. That's what got me to where I am, and truly, and to be all honest, that's honestly what got me into really being a trader and kind of investing was Apple. That was the first stock that I wanted to invest in. So I would say I got in, but it was enough to really experience the run, but it wasn't like early on Apple. So really, really like that question for sure. Let's see what's going on in the comment sections. Les coming in. I saw you said you set the reminder. Hey, Lucas and TC, what is going on, Les? Let's see. Music for Mikey. Nice. 2 for 1. You got me for the night. That's what I like to hear. Appreciate you coming in. Music for Mikey. That's what's up. Sure. There's our guy right there. What's going on? We too weak to fight. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I appreciate you coming in. We're definitely going to chat it up about Humble for sure. Bryant says, what's up, bros? What's going on, Bryant? Let's see. Come Together right now. That sounds like a song that I'm aware of. This is my guy on the next one. He's going to say Eagles. And we know what that means, man. You and I did a collaboration on Ag Eagle. And, I'm super excited about Ag Eagle. And that's, you and I have talked drones. And I'm still nailing it, man. I'm still putting videos out on it. It's definitely lost some of the attention. I think for me, that's a little frustrating just because I think it's going to catch people off guard and it's going to be like one of those I told you so moments, not specifically with Ag Eagle, but the sector itself. And I think, that's what I'm excited for is because I think one of these days we're just going to have one of those aha moments and you're going to see package delivery happening before we, really expect it to. So just kind of run it through, man. What are you excited for about drones? Because I know you and I have kind of had that discussion, especially in the collaboration we did on your channel. So what are you most excited for?
To see really what capabilities are we going to unlock in the last mile delivery sector, right? We know there's been some testing done with medical supplies, a big draw of that coming from COVID and everything, the contactless delivery. that's a stereotypical one people hear a lot. But here's just another take. I have family in a small town in Tennessee, and it was just as of recently, that they could have an Amazon truck even come through there. They're up on top of a mountain. It's a pretty remote location. So I think drones, we get the line of sight thing out of the way, we can start to see where areas that you think America, right? Yeah, everything's easily accessible, right? It's super developed, but I'm telling you, you don't think about it, but there's these places where logistically it's tough, for these places to deliver to. So I think that's a big thing, right? Just opening up access to to have, I'm living in the suburbs. I can have something next day air shipped to me, Amazon Prime to me, and have it at my door within, and have like maybe within like an hour to 2 hour like time window where I'd be guessing it's going to be delivered in. So just increasing the efficiency at which, these, Amazons, the insert name here, just the efficiency that they can operate at.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think that's what's exciting because you're starting to see it internationally grow and expand, and they're all doing kind of their own thing. I know up in Canada, that's a big emphasis, and a lot of the people that watch my channel specifically for the drones are from Canada, and the reason is because it's a way to get access, like you're saying. And I know a lot of people obviously are very heavy into Drone Delivery Canada, and I interviewed the CEO, and he is a tremendous individual, definitely a leader of that company. And, they're working on a lot of things, freight. I think that's a significant piece because you're able to move large amounts of material and get them to locations that, like you said, that are in need and things like that. So super excited about it. But that leads us to Ag Eagle. Ag Eagle obviously is trying to be at one-stop shop, the drone solution option where you can get everything from them. You and I definitely talked about it, and I'm just excited for it, man. I really am. I think, you and I broke about it and talked about it potentially being Amazon. I'm convinced, man. I'm convinced. What are you thinking?
Well, looking at where their factory is located, right? Just doing the math. When you said something that you said that it's a little bit frustrating because you think this is going to sneak up on people. I'd like to talk about kind of ideas and themes like this as the black hole, right? Because obviously everything's protected by NDA. Nothing's really public yet. But if you can see the pieces kind of going into, just falling into place piece by piece, and then, oh, okay, you're over there right next door to the Amazon headquarters. And then, oh, okay, you've increased, your contract got increased on the hemp, right? That was with Florida, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So, you're seeing things moving in the right direction. You're seeing things swirling around this black hole, but you just can't quite see the black hole.
Sure.
So that's just kind of how I think about it. Yep. It's all falling apart. It's all swirling around. You can see it fitting together where everything's gravitating towards, but you just can't see it yet. And, that's what makes, having that faith, having that conviction, getting early, being early to the party there. That's what that's all about.
For sure, man. That wasn't our actual hidden symbol either. I actually had an itch. So I had to mess with you, man. I had to mess with you. So
yeah, I'm messing over here. I was. Did you give me the no signal? We talked about we had a no signal earlier.
Yeah, actually
talking too much. Yeah. Well,
I think
I need a signal because I'll just start ranting and raving. I'll just start on my chart here because I think the Thinkorswim was lagging my camera a little bit, so I got it pulled up on TrendSpider. But yeah, whatever, man. I'm having a lot of fun here, Lucas. I wouldn't spend a Friday night any other way, my friend.
Dude, my nose started itching, and I'm like, crap. We talked about that. I was about to disappear off screen. Oh man. So we're gonna switch it up, man. I'm gonna keep throwing some curveballs at you. So now we're gonna jump in. What is your favorite part about YouTube, man? Let's hear it. What is your I know you've done videos, and you also really, you've capitalized on the live stream. So what's your favorite part?
I enjoy streaming most. right? Because I can just kind of fly off the cuff. Like I said, we have that signal, right? If I just start ranting for too long, is I can just go. And if I'm not thinking about it, I'm not trying to micromanage. Oh, I kind of stuttered when I said that word, or oh, I need to edit this. So I love doing the streams. I love doing the videos as well, and putting in like I'm trying to get a little bit crafty with the editing, and putting in some sound effects and doing some fun things. So great opportunities to get creative there with the videos. But the one thing that I take away that I think about, because it's been under a year since I've started doing YouTube and stuff, but just the opportunity to meet all different people, because to me, I'm an extreme extrovert, and humans are like the most fascinating. It's the most fascinating thing in the world to me, right? People from all different walks of life, all different areas. So, I got a friend in Virginia, I got a friend in California, I got some friends in Texas, and all of them have different perspectives, right? They're all come from different areas. They all have different specialties.
Yeah.
I have some friends who really like to talk about charts with me. I got some friends who like to talk about catalysts and momentum. I got some friends who like to talk about, crypto. It's just the amount of networking and people I've met and stories I've heard and lessons that I've learned from just chopping it up over the basics and fundamentals again. It's not like we got to go super technical on anything, but just hearing it from different perspectives, that's got to be what I love the most about it. It's just, YouTube has opened up that opportunity for me to connect with people, engage, right, and learn,
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man, and I anybody who's ever done my live streams knows that I'm extremely, like, I guess, humble, and I don't mean that, obviously, but I love giving back to people, and I love, providing, I guess, platforms for people who are trying to excel in. And it's not necessarily that you need that from me, by no means, because I think you do it so well. And that's kind of one of the things I want to talk about while you're on here is the fact that, man, when you do your humble streams, it's must watch YouTube. And I mean that in all honesty, man, like for real. And because I think what's cool about it is you find a way to draw the viewer in. You keep their interest. Dude, I've never laughed so hard in my entire life when you scrolled your face locked into the live stream and you were sitting there and it just looked like you were staring at Brian Foote, dude. I've never rolled so hard in my life. And I was sitting at work at the front desk, dude. I was dying. So I'm telling you, man, just the way you do that. And then I honestly was excited, I think, most to hear your input at the very end, like right after it was done, like for you to just slide back into the screen and just give your honest opinion. I think people will gravitate to that, man. And that's why it was by far one of the sickest things to see 1,100, I believe, concurrent viewers. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. So I got to give you props, but dude, you deserve it. You deserve it. You really do. So that's
no. I don't deserve. No, it's. I have to say, just like you said, man. Like this gives you the opportunity not to like give back, but it gives me like a platform and a voice to share my opinions, right? And I've noticed, right, there is a big chase on YouTube. It's I want to be the first one to come out with this, right?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to. I mean, numbers are great. I love looking at analytics, and I want to see an upward trend, right? But to me, what is most important, and what I think we've kind of really started here is like that genuine, like, I'm not going to lie to you. If I think it's going down to $1, I'm going to post that content too. I'm not just going to try and sugarcoat it and make it seem, like this is a pump and dump type thing.
Yeah.
But, like you mentioned earlier, it gives you that voice and that opportunity. And I have so much fun because I get, it's just through doing it from the first time and being consistent with it and sticking up. The humble community is unlike anything I have ever experienced on social media. Right. And you can say that from an analytics on the number side. You can say that on the love that I feel when I click the camera off and when I walk out, when I leave the room, and I just feel like a whole ton of love is just, coming in from all different parts of the universe. Right. Whether it's doing goofy things like, trying to make the experience right. Was it one of the new additions to the advisors didn't have a picture there. I tried to slide my face in, doing stuff like that. But also, I don't know how to say this the right way, but there's a lot of new eyes here now. And with Rob Luna in the mix, I really have tried since the last probably 2 or 3 conference calls, and really with everything in my content, I really try to just give the best optics, right?
Yeah.
Not so much like, I know I get crazy. I get pretty, amped up and energetic, and that can turn some people off, right? So for
Yeah.
as many people as I have, like, hey, where's your face? We want the reactions and stuff and have fun with it, but I also want to not like, dampen that down. I don't want to dilute that part of it, but to somebody who's seriously here and really wants to focus in, obviously we can give you the Zoom link so you can just watch it yourself, but that's not fun.
Yeah.
You got to be part of the family. You got to have that experience, right? And I think, in the future, what I'd like to do on their, token engine is come up with some kind of way to do a burner market watch party thing, right? Where we put up a QR code maybe, and then everybody who's watching it, right, there'll be 1,000 copies of that minted, but maybe one person out of that could win a once in a lifetime. We could come up and make something creative. But that's just the opportunity that I think Humble is starting to unlock, and it's starting to become apparent. And I'm seeing a lot of people wanted the peer-to-peer. That was their end all be all. That was the reason they invested in the beginning, and I can appreciate that. And I also, like, in that first 6 months of a business strategy, you got to be nimble, you got to be quick and agile, be able to pivot. And to me, it felt like Brian Foote didn't know how to tell us all that we're not going to have peer-to-peer for a while. So it's kind of just put off. And, I know we're going to get to it. But now coming in with Rob Luna, I felt like he just coached them the perfect answer. He said, Rob, here's our problems. Here's what I want to say. Give me a great way that I can present that to my shareholders without them, making it feel like it's, just being put on the back burner here. And by no means, they're not, they're not putting it on the back burner at all. It makes perfect sense to me now. They can't take the ethical and financial risk of getting dinged with, a compliance fine. That's something that PayPal, Visa, they take those on the chin regularly.
Yeah.
They swallow those like it's no problem, and they just keep on moving. So I think, but I'm trying to my very best to make everything very professional. Do I think I am the one and only voice and, you get your perception from me? Absolutely not. But while we're there in front of 1,000 people, I'm going full Windsor knots on the ties. You said this is a laid back Friday. I was just helping my dad sell some pickles at the farmer's market. So, we got, t-shirts and backwards hat today, but just trying to keep it, as professional and as clean,
For sure, man. I mean, you're keeping it classy with the piano in the background. I mean, that speaks volumes right there. But
at the end of the stream, actually, if we have a few minutes, Lucas, if you don't mind, I can take a few requests from the chat. Actually,
I like to hear some Mozart for sure, man. I love to hear it. But yeah, man, I completely 100% agree with you. I really do, and I think I said it in my video afterwards. I think what was most exciting for me is I really pay attention to some of the personality aspects, some of how he conveys his message. Very early on, you could tell he was just excited to be in front of the camera and present us the material because it is his baby. It is, now that we're kind of past that, excitement phase to present it. We've been aware of it. Now it's like time to strap on, tighten the laces down and listen. I'm tired of, the messages that are coming over here that are negative. I'm tired of hearing this, that I'm doing this. And he's like, here it is. I'm giving it to you guys, exactly everything that you've requested. I'm even going to go longer than I normally do just to make sure it is crystal clear to you. That right there got me hyped up just because it's like, I want to make sure people understand we're doing what we're saying we're doing. And we're doing it because we're passionate about it. And now I have an advisor that's going to help me, move things along. I can be the CEO and I can, be the leader of our company. And he's going to help me present that message. So I could not agree more, man. I think, I talked last night in that group chat. I really honestly believe that we pushed the app too soon. And I think that they've learned from that, and it was an exciting time. They were releasing something potentially great. It was a big part of their company, but they realized it may not have been to the, to the best of quality. And so I think they've learned their lesson with that, because now they're having to fix some things, and they're like, hey, we don't want to do that again. Plus, there's a lot more ramifications that can come with pushing this peer to peer. And like you said, there's fines, there's all kinds of things that can flow from it. So I really think, it's something that they really want to focus on perfecting before they push that out. So before we continue on with this, I want to get to a few of the comments, and then we'll come back and I'm going to let you kind of, get in on that. So obviously this chat's fire. I love to see that. I love being able to see what you guys say all big. Beaver coming in with the let's go. Hey, TC, you know all about Beaver, man. He's hanging out with you all the time for sure.
This man is a warrior. This man is a warrior.
For sure. The famous TC's fave. Friends that line talk charts. I'm done. All right. That Brian Ish was fire. Yo, what happened to those alpha boys? Not sure about that. I mean,
where they at though? Did they do a watch party? Did they try to do one?
I don't know. I was actually kind of.
I'm gonna fly real quick. I'm gonna check. We don't got to spend too much time being negative. But
no, you're good. Brian is crying.
They took a swipe, man. They took a swipe, and it's not my fault. I can't grow facial hair, people. I'm sorry. I try. Actually, I think you kind of speak. Like I try.
I was kind of hoping that you would come in one of these live streams and have just a behemoth beard, like just go get something like from some store or something and just come rolling in.
Yeah, they made a little comment about my facial hair, and they tried to come in. This man has 64,000 subscribers on his channel. Came over to the Burner Market watch party and like self-promoted, right? Hey, come watch the stream on my channel. As a rule number one of just a YouTuber and social media, like you can promote in other places and stuff. And I do a lot of like self-promotion myself. I like spam my links around, try to make it to where it's not really annoying spam, but it's like relevant to where I'm sharing it. So, it's actually makes sense. But yeah, like that's just something you don't do. So that's just a little inside joke we laugh about. It's not a big deal or anything, but it's just something to, some funny to laugh about.
I mean, good competition is always accepted, but I do have to agree that, going into another person's live stream and saying, hey, come over to ours, I think that is extremely, extremely disrespectful, and definitely against like baseball has that code where like if a home pitcher throws at somebody, it's almost like in return you have to throw at the other guy, like those unknown written rules. Like that's kind of like the unknown written rule for YouTube. Like you don't go into someone else's stream and say, hey, come on over to ours. That's just pretty disrespectful. So Rob likes to
yeah, I was gonna say it is what it is, man. It's fun. And I'm checking back right now. It looks like 1 month ago they did the humble pay shareholder call, but I mean, that's just what we're talking about. There's channels who want to chase whatever the hot thing is, and unfortunately, doesn't look like they think it's hot enough anymore to cover it. But don't worry, humble fam, your valiant defender here. TC always going to be a little bit goofy, trying to keep it more professional. I don't care what the share price is. I don't care what gets delayed. I got time. I got patience for it. And I don't care what the chart does. I've come to this little thing inside where I'm not going to fight against the market. I'm going to look for reversals, but I'm also on the upside now. I'm going to try and find. All right, we got my screen popped up here. I'm not going to try and fight against the market makers, right? And try and echo chamber myself into like the price has to go up because that was awesome, and the expectations are so high, why isn't it going up? That sets you up for a lot of frustration. So on the I'm going to do a weekly video. Every Monday we'll come out with a little breakdown of the chart, what we did that week. It'll be a recap and then a look forward into this next week. And dude, I don't want to brag or nothing, but like we hit the target, man. I was looking for candle closes down underneath 119. We saw that there, it's now my next target for support was $1, right? Looks like it made it down to 98 cents before we had a little bullish engulfing candle. Well, that's not even a bullish engulfing yet, but let's take it to like a 2 hour, right? I mean, right now, here's your bear flag, right? Down, over, down, and we're coming back up. So we're pretty much at the resistance level here. They got, they have us up, pretty much. They have us right where they want us here to do another retrace to bring this thing back down. So, does this mean that we're not coming back down to $1 again? Not in my head yet. We still need to see a little bit of more confirmation, until we do. But let me pull out like a retrace for you.
Hey, while you're going over this, I do have a serious question. I've been asking this around. What do you think, because we have seen positive catalyst, and this is one thing that I emphasized last night when we were all talking, we've seen positive catalyst. What is going to cause this stock to go to that $4 to that $7 and kind of get back to the 52-week high? Because we've seen Rob Luna added. Obviously, that's not a massive positive catalyst, but it is somewhat of a catalyst. We've seen them, do acquisitions. We've seen them do all these different things. In your mindset, what honestly is going to make it return back to the $4, even the $7? Because it just seems like we're so stuck and being driven down a lot just because shorts and just the way the market's naturally, happening. What are your thoughts on that?
I would say the catalyst that's going to, the uplist, right? That's what's going to bring us legitimate to the mainstream and have this become a hot idea, right? What we experienced, towards the, right in the beginning of the year, this it ran right, right with in sympathy of crypto. So crypto was exploding, Humble tied to crypto, right? Obviously experienced some of that share price. From this chart too, what this green candle doesn't really factor in is the reverse split, right? So
Yeah,
it's not like it organically went, from 0.000 all the way up to 7. Got to remember there's a 4-to-1 split, reverse split in there, factored in. So you're thinking about people who are in here from actually not that long ago, underneath 1 year, right? So, from November, when this stock was brought to my attention, we watched the stock go from 33 cents to 8 cents to 64 cents to 17 cents, so, volatile moves around it. So right now, what I need to see, as far as catalyst goes to really harden it up is something that Brian Foote talked about, which was that, 100 million a month, by the end of the year revenue from ticketing. So I think it's going to be that revenue stream. As soon as we can put up an earnings call that says, hey, we're in a decent financial spot, and we have a ticketing vertical that we're ready to convert on. And right now, this is an idea that, you tell somebody, hey, you're not going to have tickets on your, physical tickets anymore. You're going to have this NFT that you scan in, and it's going to open up this whole possibility to, 15-second clips that might sell out, the whole, that might do the NFT of that might sell for more than the whole, venue sold, in physical tickets, right? There's all different opportunities that are going to be opening up, but people look at you like you have 3 heads. If you say, hey, this is going to be the way we do things. I mean, every great idea, every, like life-changing, gain or, financial gain or financial loss in the stock market, what happens first is somebody looking at you like you're crazy. Mm-hmm. And then eventually that person goes, that Kathy Woods girl, she was nuts, buying that Tesla, that thing's risky, right? Then she turned into a rock star, right? Then February hits, and now she's like it's like the biggest joke in the world now because she's a brilliant human. She has incredible investing knowledge, but you look at anything Kathy Woods is saying right now and you're going, I don't know. the market right now, it's making the market. Sorry, the whole point of all this, to wrap it up, is that the market can behave irrational for a lot longer than we can stay rational, or we can stay confident and convicted, right? So this little 6-month, 1-year window, that we're working off of, think about that. That's just a little tiny speck of sand into what's moving forward, right? So multiply it out, zoom out, give this thing years, let it breathe. I think we're going to be laughing at the amount of dollars we could purchase with $100, with the amount of shares we could purchase for $100, $1,000, right?
Yeah.
I think that's going to be something within 2 years' time, where this is the easiest 500% we're going to see in the stock market, right? That's just my opinion, but people might think I'm crazy for that. But that's what every financial situation changing opportunity needs. It needs to have people thinking that you're crazy.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody believes us right now, and if you look at the chart, not much reason to say that we know what we're talking about. But we have conviction. We're confident. We know what we own. We know the plan here. I trust the team. And I've seen nothing but progress. So if it doesn't add up in the charts, I think that next catalyst is going to be what everyone's holding out on. Maybe it was the peer-to-peer that would have, changed things, but I think it's really just numbers. Show me the money,
and I'm gonna kind of hit on that too. And I think that's, to me, that's the catalyst. The moment that we see hard evidence, because you can't deny that. I mean, you can sit there and say, peer-to-peer is going to, and I'm not saying you, but I'm saying if we would have, let's say they would have announced peer-to-peer, do we honestly believe that it would have shot up in the upward direction? I feel honestly they would have taken advantage of that news and shot it down in the opposite direction. And that's just the way it's been going. I think you need hard evidence to show, hey, we're drawing in this money. You can't deny that money's there. It is revenue. And basically, I think that is what's going to get us back. And I'm kind of interested, that's what I'm interested in from an investment standpoint, is when are we going to start to see those numbers? Because I know, and we're going to get to some of these comments because I'm seeing some dollar signs in there kind of mentioning some things. But, that is what I'm kind of interested in, because we saw the initial, right after the CNBC interview, that they displayed some numbers in it. At least that was a start. So I'm hoping that kick starts it, gets us going, gets this motor going, because it, even looking at your chart, man, I'm gonna pop that back up real quick. Even this, and I can't really tell what is this the 6 hour? What's the?
So each one of these candles is 1 week.
Okay, so you guys can see on the chart, and I'm by far not a guru, but as you can see, TC has drawn out the 2 green lines. We've been stuck in that channel for a while now, and I mean, it just tells me that, we're not being driven down so extremely hard that, this is not a successful stock. But you're seeing a lot of people that are long-term that believe in this stock, and they know what they're holding and why they're holding. And every chance they get, they're adding to their position. Like myself, and I know so many people out there are doing the exact same thing because they believe in exactly everything. I think this whole entire stock would be completely different if you didn't have Brian Foote. Would you agree with that?
100%.
Yeah. And so, it's amazing to see what they're doing from that aspect, what he's doing. And I really think he just has a vision too. So let's get to some more of these comments. I'm seeing some people pop in here that are pretty loyal to the channel. So I definitely want to give some shout outs. So let's see. Nora is popping in. Nora, what is going on? I appreciate you swinging by, checking it out. Let's see. Yep, humble, only valuable to them while it's hot. He's talking about your rivals. Michelle says, "Hey, Lucas." I return the favor and I say, "Hey, what's up, Michelle?" Definitely liked your and Nora's live stream. It was a good time. A little bit of good banter going back on. Let's see. I got to get to some of these bottom comments. Holy smokes. I don't know about you, but that's the hardest thing for me is keeping up, because I want to at least respond to as many of these as I can, but it gets hard. It definitely gets hard. Let's see. Critical Mass Jim. Is that who I think that is? Maybe I could be wrong. I got some clients who loaded up below $1. Revenue, obviously, yeah. And that's kind of what we led to. We need some money being made for sure. Sam is a loyal follower for sure. Sam, I hope you're having a good weekend. Hopefully you have a good Hopefully you have a good 4th of July weekend. Let's see here from Critical Mass Jim. If they do 100 million through another acquisition, that would be nice. It's a hell of a jump last quarter. And then here's a question for you, TC. So it's from Nora. She says, can you talk about NFTs and how many you own, if you do own any?
All right, so here's how I thought I was going to approach the NFT realm, right? So on this big run up, when crypto was going crazy, NFTs were the hot theme, right? And real quick, just to double back, the shorts aren't going to let up until we have something to prove that our theme has legs, right? And so they're trying to take us to bankruptcy, right? We've seen the shorts in other parts of the, other parts of the stock market. They've driven CEOs from the company, right? Hindenburg especially. I bring up this example because a stock near and dear to me, Ride, now is being investigated by the Department of Justice. So it's all bringing this cloud over, and it's very unfortunate because it's bringing a dark cloud over a factory that might bring some, manufacturing back here to the United States, in a domestic way that's set up for the future. So these shorts aren't going to give up because what they're going after with Ride is the pre-orders, right? Mm-hmm. So until we have significant concrete numbers, that won't get shaken. Till we have revenue on our bottom line, that won't get shaken. But sorry, how many NFTs do I own though? I got involved. I started stacking up some Ethereum so I can go out and buy some NFTs. So let me show you. This is the first NFT that I am planning on buying, right? This is a cool little thing that I found.
Right? I heard you talking about this last night. Yeah, I'm interested in this.
This is like, I believe that projects like this, and another one, this one right here, Topps Baseball.
Yeah, man, you're talking my language. Here we go.
So Topps, the ticker MUDS, they debuted, let me find the website here. What do I got to type in here? Oh, maybe it's on my history here. Topps. Yeah. So I was going to get into the NFT mix, right? And I saw some opportunity, right? You buy one of these packs for $4.99. You go on to the Atomic Hub here, their, little marketplace.
Oh,
and the packs are selling for 10 times more, right? So you just got to be there in line, have that. And, I'm very familiar with the collectible market. I love baseball cards. I love basketball cards, anything collectible, right? One of one, things like that. Like, why is this Acuna Jr., $960? Well, here's why, right? It's going to show you and give you the reasons. Look, this thing went for 12 grand up at the top here in May. Somebody bought that right now. So there's a lot of opportunities. I think some people are going to end up buying the tops on some of these things, right?
Yeah.
So, a couple $100, looks like one person bought it for 12K. This might be some money laundering here. Who knows? Right? Like that's what these kind of things, that's what the skeptics will say, right? Like, what's it worth? I don't know,
But honestly, man, like what you're saying though, I think what's so cool is like how close this is going to be to true card trading. I mean, if you go and look at the NFL right now, you have different refractors, you have different colors, you have on-card autos and things like that. Wait till they can actually put an on-card auto, like Ronald Acuna Jr. actually is signing on the screen, this going on his card, and it is a one-of-one. Like, I mean, that is the stuff that I'm most excited for, and Humble is clearly leading the charge with that. There's another company out there, I've talked about it multiple times. It's called Currency Works, and they're doing very similar things. They're just not as popular as obviously Humble is. They're a little bit more dabbling into more of the crypto play itself, where they're, in some aspects, but they're doing tops right now. I mean, they are doing tops right now. They're partnered with Tops and doing Garbage Pail Kids. So that right there, it makes me excited too, because they're doing something very similar. So I'm excited to hear this, man. Let's hear about the Beta Z.
Yeah. So here, real quick, hang on. I think I can show.
My
All right. Yeah. So here are my NFTs, right? I have
sick,
a wooden coin, which I don't know. This is just super common, right? This isn't like anything special.
but that's still sick.
Yeah.
That's
But,
still
it's
sick.
like a interact, it spins, it's something cool. But so here's how, like you have all these base cards, right? So like,
Mhm.
why is this one valuable? Why did I buy this? I don't know, I think I paid $60 for it or something, right? Because you take these common cards, you can burn the common cards, right? And that'll give you a new pack. That gives you a chance at more rare cards, right? So that brings me back to Tops is the SPAC right now. They're bringing in Michael Eisner, who's the old CEO from Disney,
Mhm.
right, from the 90s. So I mean, Disney level imaginations are going into this creation and this product and this user experience. And these people have it worked out to a science. They've spent billions and trillions of dollars trying to perfect, how do I make something collectible? How do I make this valuable? How do I keep people buying it? Whether it's the Garbage Pail Kids, they do Star Wars stuff, they do baseball, right? And how do you keep all of this relevant? How do you keep people involved and engaged in this community? So keeping Muds, it ran up to $18 per share. Now it's down. Got smacked with the rest of the SPACs, but
Yeah.
that's one that ran pretty hard. And this is the project. It's already up, it's running. Not it, like when you look at, I think it's Crypto Slam. It was one of the 10. This is a good website that you can use to kind of track these things, right? And, just the daily volume and how much
Wow.
money is actually be inside of these projects. And VFriends is another one, right?
Mhm.
I want to buy NFT and get into Gary Vaynerchuk's convention. I
Yeah.
think the money that you spend just to get in there and you have that NFT, I think just that alone is going to be well worth the price that you're going to pay for it. Just in networking opportunities, people you'll meet. You're a part of an exclusive club now, right? So
Yeah.
this thing was top 10, but the Tops MLB sliding down to number 17, actually up 29% on the day today. So, seeing a little influx here, but this is a cool way you can kind of gauge and track, right? For these crypto punks, man,
Yeah.
the crypto kitties, these early ones, you say, hey, $250,000 for this dude, this 8-bit with some sunglasses. $250,000.
I mean, I tell you
No,
what.
actually, the 3 months ago, this thing sold for 175. So now it's gained $100,000 in value over the last 3 months.
I mean, that's
Now,
what's up,
you
man.
can't deny that. You can't say that that's not true. Sure, you can say, oh, they're laundering money. This is some elaborate money laundering thing. Sure, cool. I'll entertain that. But hey, somebody needs to put up $250,000 on the blockchain to own CryptoPunk 5516. And there's only, I think these are, they were really early. They're one of the first collectible kind of projects, open source, right? I mean, like, I think it's very, I don't know, don't quote me on that, Saw. Like, I don't know if it's open source or not, but you get the idea that it's one of those, things that anybody can choose to engage with, right?
Yeah.
Where it's open to anybody, but, yeah, you should have bought one of these, right when they came out, So I'm seeing a little bit of that. And I think, these early ones that have legs are going to be really interesting. And one that's catching my eye right now that I think is, at a level where we could get into. Let's see if we can, like, if this will like restream through the stuff here, if this will start playing.
It should. You know what I think absolutely hilarious, man? Like, what happens if you go up? I'll let you do this,
No,
and
you're
then
good, man. Go ahead, keep talking,
I'm
bro. I'll
thinking
get
like, what happens if you go up and you're like, "Do you know who I am?" And you flash CryptoPunk 1556, and they're like, "Oh my god, you're in, my friend." Like, I mean,
Well, that's what Gary Vaynerchuk's trying to do. You flash his VFriends, you flash his NFT that in his project that he created, and it's the opportunities, we just don't know what they are yet, right?
yeah,
So this is kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of laggy. We'll quit it here in a second, but you can move around the camera. I don't know if it's, I know, I think it's, a restream, so somebody else, but when you tap into these things, you can move around the camera. This is like the just a little sample of what this looks like, right? You got your 10, 12 horses here. They all got their names. You got Magic Mushroom in the lead now here, taking out the pack. Now we see High Horn coming from the back, and we have 300 meters left in the 1400. Odyssey, a national classic here. Oh, we see Vertical Access breaking out of nowhere, but the Frozen Lady in lane number 1 breaking away with it. Oh my gosh, folks, we have 10,000 Ethereum on the line here. All right, with 300 meters left. Vertical Access in the lead now, followed up by Frozen Lady and Quirkus. All right, now we have White Lightning. Oh, you know about that one, Lucas. That one loves to, but that's just an idea of what this could potentially turn into, right? And there you have it, your winner, Vertical Access here, who just won 10 bajillion Ethereum, right? So sorry to get all annoying and loud there, but that is what I'm getting excited, because that's what I think this opportunity right now. People might laugh at me and be like, really? These horses racing each other? You think that might be the future? But let's think about it. Here's an interesting angle. You want to make some money? You want to treat this like it's it is an investment and it is a market. This is like a meta market. It's a market within a market. So, I don't know how much Bally Legend went for, but right now, if you want to breed with him, breed to make another horse or something like that, you got to pay the owner of this NFT, because he's a Finny bloodline. The Z5 is a pretty, a thoroughbred, genetics, right? So, and you can see their career. All right, they've won 14, lost 13, and placed in 15. It's a 10% win rate. You got all different, different colors, all different combinations to where, if you want to be a collector, you can collect them. If you want to be a horse breeder, you can be your very own horse breeder now and start your own stable and build a reputation out there in the blockchain, in this world, right? Where,
there's going to be some very rich 13-year-olds out there playing with horses, man. This I'm telling you, this
could be. I'm just saying it could be. This could be one of these CryptoPunks. Right now, I think the cheapest one you can get your hands on is 0.08 Ethereum. So that's around, I think it's underneath $180, $160, but that's for a bloodline that's very far out. Let me show you really quick. These are just some of the fun things. So this is just a fun crypto project that, I want to buy a horse in, and I want to figure out if burner market trading can have a really cool stable and have a cool reputation. Because, that same aspect, like you said, you show that crypto punk to a few people, maybe people are like, oh, great, you have an 8-bit avatar on your phone. Let me just go to Google and pop in. But here, let's look at this one, right? They have free ones you can just enter and $40 in prize pool. You know what? Get out there, Magic Mushroom. I want to see, see what you can do, and there's all different. I think there's an algorithm at which, different, you can get a speed boost, they're throwing in all different stuff, and, the genetics or, it's a crazy, to me, it's very detailed. And if something is set up to win where all it needs is adoption and people to think it's a good idea, I'm telling you, this Zed horse thing, I found this a few months ago, during that big run up, and I'm like, I don't know if I can spend $5,000 on one of these things, but they pulled back a considerable amount. So maybe it's time to get in the mix here and see if I can't get a stable rolling, dude. You want to start breeding some horses with me?
I mean, that sounds sick, man. So this actually reminds me of when I was a kid. My dad would take me to Dave and Buster's, and they had something very, very similar, but it was a video game. You would go over there.
I know what you're talking about, dude.
You would swipe your card, and you would start building your horse up and do everything, and they would print out a card. So when you would leave, you could take it with you, come back, and that would be your horse. This is incredible, and I think this is what is absolutely just astonishing, man. It's going to be so cool. I started thinking to myself too, man, who's to say that you can't become your own Disney character? You pay for an NFT and you're your own Disney character. Someone, you pay $2,000 and you end up becoming, a Disney character or something like that, man. I just think that there's so much opportunity, and we're just so very, very early on in this, and that, that's again, that circles us back to Humble being the front leader when it comes to a lot of this stuff. So while you're looking at breeding horses, I'm gonna hit up some of these comments real quick. Let's see.
And when you were
500%.
talking, you said something that really clicked, but I got to remember what it was. So let's get to these comments. Hopefully it comes back to me. But it was something
500%.
about like really that just shows how early we are in all of this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it was. Like in your lifetime, Lucas, in my lifetime, because we're similar in age, we can remember going to Dave and Buster's, having that printout sheet, and I put my head in my hands. I'm laughing because you know how archaic that is now as far as technology goes. And, still, we are very young people. We are extremely young,
Hey,
where we're
hear
at in
me out.
life. So by the time we're going to be where, some people are now going, you're crazy. Why would you spend $800 on an NFT horse? Looking back on it, those people might be the same ones that would be great, great people to ask, like, what's that one story that you wish you could go back on and be a part of from the beginning? Zed horses might be one of those opportunities,
Yep.
and that's just crazy how the time works like that.
Hear me out on this. I've been thinking about this, and there's no way I could ever develop it. But we have obviously modern casinos where you go in and you win actual money. What if you start going to casinos at Vegas and you're winning Ethereum or you're winning Bitcoin or you're winning, I mean, an NFT of some sort? I mean, that is the type of opportunity that I'm envisioning as well. Or I mean, I'm just trying to think of just the amount of opportunities. Like, what if you drop a claw machine or something? I mean, just there's so much that it can be done, and we haven't even scratched the surface. That's what's incredible. So
That's what Gary Vaynerchuk's talking about, like being early on this stuff. You don't know. In 3 years from now, the market will demand you to have an NFT strategy, just like every business now needs to have a social media presence. And I'm sorry, we'll get to these comments. I'll shut up.
no, you're good, man. Mopar, hi Lucas. Keep setting up your future, man. I appreciate it so much. Doing the best I possibly can, for sure. And I appreciate you joining the live stream, man. Skippy, who's going to be in Tennessee? That's a subject in itself. I'm doing everything I possibly can to get there. With having a kid, being married, having 3 dogs, and a job, I'm doing everything I possibly can because I really want to collaborate with TC while we're there. I think it would be incredible. Plus, I want to meet as many shareholders as possible and investors. No problem, Miss Banks. No problem at all. I definitely decided to change this up once I realized how much better I can present and do things like that. I think it's cool that you can pull up, the comments and everything like that. Michelle says it could be money laundering. Yeah, it's funny.
Hey, crypto's the Wild West. It's decentralized for a reason, right?
Yeah, for sure. Nora says it's pretty awesome. Brian says NFTs are the future. This will catch like wildfire. We obviously get the gorillas.
It did catch like wildfire there for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, it really did. Take my money. Nora's laughing at me because I was riding the horse. Love the commentary. There's your horse racing. And then the earlier that you get in on an idea, the greater and the potential for making money. I could not agree more with that. And then the final comment before we start in again, TC, can you streamline the Tennessee shareholder conference? I know this was something that you hit on, as we were, I know it was proposed to you when we did that conference call. Can you kind of just talk a little bit about what your expectations are?
So here's what I want to do from like a social media standpoint. I'm going to bring the camera. We're going to try and do, pending, the quality, the production quality might be a little bit lower, but we're going to definitely either live stream something. We're going to be doing whatever, I think that I can, when I get there, whatever I think is most valuable that the people want to see and the people should be seeing, obviously I'm taking input, what do we want to see, taking suggestions, where should I be and what can I report back on? But mostly looking forward to just giving high fives out and hugging every humble person, anybody with a humble on their shirt, on their hat, in their portfolios. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Getting to meet everybody, and just kind of how I see the quick rundown going is, it looks like Friday night we're going to be at a bar. Is Luke's 32.
Yep.
So I would imagine if these humble folks are on point and ready to roll out with something, this is going to be a big humble thing where we go to this bar and they accept humble pay, right? That would be a huge opportunity for them at that shareholder thing in Nashville. If at that bar they could have their first, here's all of these people who would love to use this tool,
Yeah.
that we're creating. That would be a great proof of concept there. And if that happens, I don't know. I don't think that was like mentioned or anything, but if you just want to speculate and throw a line out there, somebody did mention it. I forget the name. It started with a B. I tagged Brian in that comment, saying somebody should suggest that they use humble pay for that night. We'd all use it. That would be great. So yeah, first night we'll be hanging out at a bar. Second night is going to be going to the actual festival. So I'm going to locate wherever that tent is, and I'm going to hang out there the whole time. I don't even know. I'm not even excited about the music that's playing. I like whatever live music. So I know Dave Matthews Band's like the big headliner. So it'll be great. But, so yeah, Friday at the bar, Saturday I'll be hanging out at the tent. And then I think the last day they're looking to get a block of tickets for the Titans game.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know where it's going to be or what the process is, if you want a ticket or want to be on their block or hang out with them. I don't know how much access there's going to be actually, because the way he's talking about it, it kind of sounds like I'm going to be able to walk up and just high five Brian Foote and say, what's up? How you doing, bro? And kind of chat with him. So it's going to be interesting to see. And I'm not going to blame the guy if he's, if he's busy, and I'd say I'm going to give him a lot of slack, but I think that's what everybody wants, is to just meet him, say what's up. And I think, I don't want to speak for Brian or kind of put that out there for him, but I think he seems like an extroverted guy. Don't you, Lucas?
I think so, man. And I started thinking to myself, what if like YouTubers and like well-known investors from Twitter walk in and just draw all the attention away, and like Brian standing over there by himself?
No, trust me. I was thinking about that, kind of like, this is going to be extremely cool, being able to meet all of these people in person, because I went down on vacation to the Florida Keys, and shout out my guy, Conch Trader, Mr. Paulie Humble. All right. This man got to meet with my first real life humbleite,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, we're just talking from, he's a few years older than me. We're talking about different perspectives in life. We're talking about different perspectives on the market. He's sharing information with me about a few tickers that he was involved in, probably while I was like sniffing glue in 5th grade, so it was really cool to connect with everybody, people older than me. I'm hoping that there's going to be some people younger than me too, like this is going, like the Gen Z and the millennials are really going to be the ones, pushing this adoption, in my opinion, and the ones who want to use this and are more familiar with a touchless payment system. And with that, once, it becomes the norm to them. And now as I'm thinking about it, kind of smoking cigarettes is something similar too, with, I'd say that we saw really change as far as being socially acceptable, right? When you walked into a restaurant, they asked you smoking or non-smoking, right? Like when you were a kid?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like you can remember those times,
Yeah.
So there's going to be a time where, like, in 10 years from now, people are going to be like, what? You guys have coins? Like, no, like I know the Doge coins, but like actual, like a quarter or a nickel, that's going to be like a thing of the past very soon, whether it's, you want to use the angle of it, money's not clean. The government is letting this thing happen. You can't say that the government's going to stop crypto now. There's so many stable coins and different, avenues that they're trying to approach it at, to where they're trying to figure out kind of how they can keep it as centralized as possible. But the nature of the beast, you really can't. In some projects, you really can't. So, I want to shout out Digibyte really quick. Stands out to me as one of those projects that takes the care to really truly be decentralized, right?
Mhm.
So, the proof of work, and I really don't want to try and come off like I understand a lot of this stuff, but something that was explained to me and it clicks, it makes sense, right? Bitcoin is mined off of one algorithm, right? So one person can go out, or one force can go out and dominate that one algorithm, right?
Mhm.
Digibyte has 5 different algorithms, and I don't know if they're working on a 6th, but pretty much from what I understand, they can add to them, they can take them away, they can switch it up. So right now, basically China has centralized Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin maxis want to tell you it's only Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the true decentralized thing. Well, if you look at it, zoom out a bit. I mean, who owns all the mining? If you can't get Bitcoin from here to there without China, owning and running all of that volume, is it decentralized? I don't think so.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I think Digibyte does a great job and really takes care of that, to where, there's going to be 5 factions, who all focus on that algorithm if they want to, monopolize the mining aspect of it, which it tries to prevent that, right? And
Yeah,
it works against that. So that's what I want to shout out Digibyte for real quick. And yeah,
for sure, man. I think that there's, with that even being said, I think that that's just something that's going to add to even more of what Humble's trying to do and trying to accomplish. And, I think that's amazing, man, for sure. So I'm going to jump into a fun question real quick. I see there's comments flying in. A lot of people are asking, is this your new house in the background? So that's a pretty good question right there.
is this my
But
new house?
yeah, behind you.
Dude, I wish. No, it's a green screen. No, it's a green screen.
All right,
I
here we
wish.
go. Here we go.
Oh, dude, easy cheeseburger, dude. Get out of here.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. 100% final answer. Cheeseburger every time, my friend.
All right, and so I wanted to see how you answered because obviously we live in different states. Where are you going for that cheeseburger? Are you doing it homemade, slapping it on the grill in the backyard, or are you going somewhere?
What's the event? I mean, what are we talking about here? Are we talking about if we're doing like a 4th of July, in essence, a
Yes.
4th of July, always grilling, always grilling. It's very popular to get Portillo's catered, like Italian beefs, like massacholi, Italian beefs with the
Hmm.
quick bread. You throw it in the crock pot. It's real easy, but, hot dogs. I'm bearish on hot dogs. I'll come out. I got a sell rating on hot dogs. Buy rating for cheeseburgers all day. Don't
I
care
got
what
you.
the price is.
I got you, man. There's something, I'm probably with you, but there's something about, it hits different when you go to a baseball stadium. I'm just gonna say that. But I got you for sure on the cheeseburgers, man. I can tell you in
Because
college.
stadium still, even for my own personal taste, man, I'm even still going cheeseburger just because I'm a weirdo like that. But I will appreciate and recognize nothing beats a brew and a brat at a game with some peanuts, it's the ambiance. I can appreciate 100% that, where a cheeseburger does not bring that same ambiance to the table there. So I agree with you there, man. I'll give you that one. At a ball game, you catch me, I don't know, for the sake of hunger, I'm still going cheeseburger. But for the, if we're going for the full aspect, dude, at that Titans game, I'm taking a selfie with the hot dog and tagging you in it, Lucas, just for that, bro. Maybe that's an NFT. Maybe that's an NFT possibility,
It's
right?
gotta be. It's gotta be. I'm telling you, man. When in college we would go to. I mean, even in high school, I would go to Royals games, and they do Buck Night, so you can get a hot dog for $1. Bro, I was putting 10 down. I was woofing 10 hot dogs down because that's how good they were. So yeah, man, I'm a hot dog guy, but I definitely can relate to definitely to the cheeseburger for sure.
Just want to add real quick. I'm a grilling connoisseur, man. You get me
Oh,
in front of the grill. Ooh, I take pride in grilling my steaks.
oh yeah. If this live stream was mobile, I'd take you out to my 3 grills and you would be introduced to I got a Traeger, I got an actual side-by-side smoker, and then I got a grill. So, yeah, man, I can relate to being a smoker connoisseur or a cooking connoisseur on the grill for sure.
Clearly there are levels to this. All right. There are levels to this. And Lucas far surpasses my grill status, dude. I look up to that. Send me some pictures after this, dude. I got to step my game up, man.
Oh, I got you, man.
Piano in the back, but
I got you, man. I got it. You had to see my TikTok. I think it was a TikTok, bro. I'm slacking on the TikTok. It's so hard, but here you go.
Finally getting some nice weather. I mean, this is what you do.
Oh yeah, no, you perfect that flame up, that sizzle perfectly timed it, dude. I remember that now,
yeah. Yeah, man, that was my go-to for sure, man. All right, we're gonna stick with the food theme because I'm definitely on the food theme because it's 4th of July weekend. That's what it's about. Go-to topping on a pizza.
Don't hate me, man.
Don't say
cheese. Hate me, man. I'm a plain Jane, dude. I'm a cheese guy. I'm a cheese guy, dog. I'm a cheese guy. And Chicago is known for their pizza. You know, they're supposed to be extravagant with the pizza. I will say though, if I'm doing a pizza that's topped, you know, my wonderful significant other has introduced the margarita pizza to me, so I'm with the margaritas. You know, I'll do that. I'll do the margarita.
I got you.
Like if I got to do a topping one.
Okay. And the final fun question that I have created because I ran out of time. Do you shoot off fireworks? Are you even able to, or are you more of a spectator?
Currently, the state I'm located in, if you are under the possession of a improvised explosive homemade device, you are subject to harsh felonies. That being said, it's America. It's July 4th. My whole life, I have grown up, you know, and I always took pride in that. Not took pride in this. I always was very excited as a kid doing this. You know, as we'd have the family over and you know, lighting off the fireworks with my dad, right? My mom was always, she's the queen of the worst case scenario and the worry wart, right? So she'd be tense. Taylor, don't light those fireworks and make sure you don't look at, you know, make sure your head's not out, right? Like for me, 4th of July was a time I got to hang out with my dad and we got to put, you know, light the fireworks. You know, he trusted me. He's like, all right, let me show you now. This is really serious. This is how we do this. This is something to respect now. This isn't something, you know, and you really, I don't know. I feel like this is kind of the same thing with like gun ownership too. It's like you're taught to respect something.
Yeah.
Right? So from a young age, you know, I was like, I always took a lot of pride, you know, like I always thought from a little kid, I was like, I'm so proud of being, you know, the trusted firework igniter, you know, but that was just from my childhood. You know, just one of those memories, you know, like just my dad taking me there, really explaining it to me, you know, and saying, you know, giving me, all right, here's how we light it and stuff. And, you know, I'm definitely in the mix. Still got all 10, still got the Tanzanite hands, right? Still got my hands on them, right? But what, you know?
Yeah, man, I can, you know, growing up, that's exactly, I mean, you come out with holes in your shirt, burn marks. I mean, but you were out there lighting them off, getting them going, and the bigger, the louder, the better, man. I can definitely get with that. And this is my favorite holiday. You know, obviously, everyone that's in the chat is aware that I have a 2-year-old, and I can't wait to pass those traditions on, man. It's going to be just a full-on excitement, and I look forward to that. So kind of answer a few more questions in the chat because I definitely see some question marks. TC was sniffing glue in 5th grade.
That's an expression. That's an expression. Don't quote me. Oh, I'm recorded.
You think some Bears would show up at the bar and heckle Brian wears P2P? I sure hope not. I don't think so, man. I don't think they're going to waste their time. Bobby Shea popping in. He says, what's going on? What's going on? Nora says cheeseburger. Michelle says cheeseburger. That's the whole cannoli. And did I miss the humble chat? I would say we hit on it a lot. I definitely think we covered a decent amount of it. You know, I think there's so much more we could cover on that, and it's, you know, it's just something that we are progressively still evolving and you know, putting in the content ourselves. I mean, that conference call was loaded with a ton of information. I think one of the things I'm most excited for too is just to see how they start to trend with this iHeartRadio. And what podcasts are they going to be able to really bring in and present from their own studio? And I think that's incredible too. Are they going to use that opportunity to do like weekly updates from, the humble themselves, or are they just going to have, guests come in and just host podcasts? I think that's going to be incredible. What do you think about that?
All I have to say about the podcast is if Lucas and TC from Burner Market Trading do not get an invite at some point, we don't have to be the first. We don't have to be, not in the top 10, whatever. Whenever you get to us, we will be very patiently waiting for the opportunity. But oh my gosh, the different ways they could take this, man. You're talking about ticketing vertical. You're talking about promoting things. And what this is going to do is, they do a great job once a month updating the shareholders. I went to school and studied public relations, and the biggest thing about PR is just being able to, you need to control and shape your reputation and your voice. But to do that, you need to have a voice, right? So they do a great job of doing these conference calls and hosting them, but you need to have a voice to connect with, so that if you need to get a message out, to confirm or deny, or just in any case, to be able to control your own message and have your own medium where people are tuning into, that's huge. Now we can go into 100 different things about how they could use it. Bring on Nick Carter. They talk about the next Backstreet Boys concert and promote their new line of NFTs alongside of them. That's just one example.
Yeah. I think I'm excited because, they tie in Monster. Obviously,
I forgot about the sports, dude.
Well, then like athletes,
yeah,
athletes first, man, and obviously they have, the number one sports agent from the NFL tied to them. I mean, there's so much that is going to come from this, and just to think that Humble's the back pocket and really the ownership group, I guess you could say, for that, I think that's going to be tremendous. I just think that's so awesome. So, man, I'm just super excited. And do you have anything else you want to kind of put into this? I think we've gone for an hour, 17 minutes. Man, I'm excited to kick this weekend off. Usually, towards the end of these live streams on Friday nights, I like to just kind of have just normal conversations. We digress from our week. We really kind of hit the stocks pretty early on, and then we talk food, we talk, family, we talk friendships and everything like that. And I think that's sometimes you need that in this platform. And that's why I'm glad you were able to come on, man. This is stuff that I like to do as a YouTuber, is to show this side. And I think it's good to convey that to people because, I do think at times people forget we are human beings as well. And that we have normal lives as well, and that we like to, just participate in things. And so I'd like to kind of show this side of it. So you got any big plans for the weekend, or
So big plans for the weekend. So there's just one thing I want to add real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
This right here, what we're talking about, in the idea, and just when you brought this up, the idea of just kind of, we've been hitting the stocks hard all week, take a step back, let's chill, it's essential, to have that balance, and to, as a YouTuber making content, trading stocks, doing this, it's a lot of stuff, right? I don't know how you work a job and do that as well. So props out to you. And not only do you do it for one channel in one genre, you do it on a second channel in a completely, separate, but could still relate to it. Trying to draw the connection there between the two. But it's just an incredible, like you put in a lot of time and a lot of effort into doing it. And now, this is just something, to me, doing this type of stuff, it's like your relaxation, and it's what gets you rejuvenated, And so in these moments, right, and I feel like this is just a good time to kind of go over the investor cycle. Like doing this type of stuff really helps me relax. And when I'm going through this, right, I find that it's a much better time when I do have a balance between spending time with my significant other, doing those fun things, seeing my family, because I like to grind. I was laughing when you said like we have lives too. I'm like, who are you kidding, man? Like it's grind time, it's work. Like we'll do all that relaxing stuff when we're old and wrinkly, man. But when we're retired. But to me, this has stood so true, right? And I don't know if it's coming up super clear. All right,
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, like it's just this. I've never found anything in the market or anything that's been so true to my own personal situation. And I know as a human, is if you have a pulse, you go through this as well, right? And so euphoria, right? Humble hits $7 a share. The app's going to be amazing, awesome, great. Oh, it's going down. Oh, wait, blah, blah, blah. Now it gets down to $1. Panic, capitulation. Oh, that was a lie. I just got duped, despondency, depression, right? And like, I'm not joking, dude. These are tough times, and I know it's tough for you. I know it's tough for me, whether, you share your positions and your personality and everything you share, you're transparent on social media about it or not. Either way, you're going through this as well.
Yeah.
So right now I'd say a lot of the humble float, myself included, right? Right now you can say that looking at this chart, where are we at? Looking at this chart, oh, I messed it up. Either way, you could be depressed. You could certainly be depressed if you take these last 3 months, you put it in a vacuum, you start from $7, and if you bought in and you went all in right at the top without observing the golden rule of investing more than you can afford to lose, or you would worry about or panic losing, you didn't dollar cost average yourself in. That's fine. We're down at $1 now. You have the opportunity to, right? So, in this point now, I see a lot of FUD, a lot of frustrations and stuff. And I'm not saying that I'm immune to it. And I'm like, oh, I understand what you guys are going through, because I'm in the same boat, like you spend some time down here in depression. This has never been more true. And if you lie to me and you tell me that you don't go through this cycle, then I'd call you. I'd be suspicious of you. But
for sure.
Right now, I think with that conference call, it all made sense to me, dude. It clicked in my head. I have nothing to be depressed about because I am putting my dollars, which by the way are becoming worthless. Almost like we are just printing money and sending it off and just inventing new reasons to just pile money, just unlimited quantitative easing, right? Just print it, right?
Yeah.
Like we'll tax for it later and make it back up. That's the fiscal and monetary, policy we're experiencing. So it's, I'm not depressed anymore. I'm not upset with this float. I have an idea what's going on. I'm making a plan for the downside. I'm making a plan for the upside. And after I heard that conference call, I felt like relieved, because I've been here before, right? And you've been here with UAVS, where you're the underdog, you're the little guy. And then like with Workhorse, I was screaming and yelling about Workhorse. Nobody knows what the heck I'm talking about, a year ago. Now it's like Workhorse is a household name and it's on the top of the Wall Street Bets post. So, after that conference call, I feel relieved because I feel like a gangster, Lucas. I feel so confident. I feel the conviction, and I've always wanted a large position in something that takes advantage of that crypto, right? Like having a stable coin, having, like the opportunity to stake and earn interest. And it's a one-stop shop for the NFTs. And let's talk about, there's 7-8 different, things you're being exposed to in this ticker. So I feel relieved now, that I have a plan. When it got down to $1 here, I know where my money's going in at. Right. And now I'm more optimistic about the future and I'm getting more excited. And once this thing starts rolling and we break up above $2, I guarantee you there will be some thrill and some euphoria breaking out all across Twitter. So with that, I want to thank everybody who's ever come through to one of the conference calls, who's, just even whatever in the smallest capacity engaged with me. This whole social media aspect, and I'm speaking for Lucas here with that, it has changed our lives. And just everything all together, right? Divide it by 76, multiply it by 34. And that's the energy that I feel, about social media, about this stock, about everything that's going on. I want to thank you all for being a part of it. And I want to thank you all for engaging and participating, whether it's Twitter spaces, whether it's streams, whether it's videos. Like it costs money to support somebody, right? But if you have an entrepreneur, if you have a go-getter friend who's doing their own thing, you can support them by just putting in some minutes to the watch time, hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe. And to people like Lucas and I know I'm speaking for him again, that is what we're most grateful for. And that is what, keeps us going, keeps us drive, like just knowing that if I put out a video, even if it's just one person, is going to appreciate it, I'm doing it. It's worth it,
Yeah, for sure. And you have some other YouTubers in here like Nora, who obviously puts in the grind, puts in the effort, is constantly making videos, collaborating, learning ways to continue to grow her channel. You have Michelle in here, who's also a YouTuber, and they've started collaborating together. I mean, obviously you have Bobby Shea Stocks and more, who's in here, who is also a YouTuber. So I think the fact that there are multiple streams of ways to really do the YouTube stuff, I think that's incredible. And you're seeing all this. I got to put you on hold for a second. We're going to wish my son a happy birthday. We're going to do it on the live stream. So we're going to FaceTime real quick.
Let's go.
What's going on? You are on live stream. So everybody's going to tell Maverick happy birthday. So here we go. I'm ready, Bubba. Ready. Go.
Woo! Happy birthday! Woo!
Are we going? He said ready, set, go.
Okay. Ready, Maverick? Happy
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Get it, Bubba. Yeah. Go, go, go.
Woo! Happy birthday. Dude, it's so cool.
You're okay. You're okay.
You did such a good job.
All right, I'll call you back once I'm done. We're wrapping this up. He wants to do it again.
Again.
All right, I'll call you back. Bye. Oh man, that's awesome. I'll tell you, man. I always talk about it too on the stream, because when I usually wrap this up, it kind of gets you. That right there is a lot of the reason why I do it and put in the time, put in the effort, really put into the extent that I do. And I think that right there, I hope I can be an example to him, to show him what we've accomplished, as YouTubers. And there's so many people in here, like I stated, that are doing this too. And I think that's what's tremendous, man. And, I'm excited because the sports channel is growing. And that's one thing I was going to talk to you about, man. It's like I've created a monster again inside me where I'm so hungry and so passionate about something. And like, dude, I'm going after it. I've interviewed some of the most significant people. As of right now, what's pretty sick, it's scheduled. We'll see if it follows through tomorrow. I'm actually going on radio tomorrow in Kansas City to talk sports, to talk baseball. So I'm making some moves, man, on the other side. And I know not everybody is involved with sports or even care about sports, but it's such an incredible journey. And I always emphasize, man, we couldn't do it without the viewership. We couldn't do it without the people who support you. And that's honestly what these channels are built on, and they're the foundation of what we're doing. So I know you'll say it because I'm going to give you the floor, but thank you guys so much for everything you provide us. And I hope you guys all have a tremendous 4th of July weekend. I know a lot of people out there are going to celebrate the way we know how to celebrate. So I want to thank you guys. Hopefully you guys have a tremendous 4th of July. TC, go ahead and give them the mix, man.
I want to say thank you all very much. I think I spoke to the, anybody, out there listening, I've thanked you. What I want to take this just minute for is to thank the men and women of our armed forces, of our police forces, in our hospitals, any emergency first responders, right? In the midst of, responding to this call of COVID, coming out of that now, I want to take this holiday to really reflect and think about those guys who put everything on the line and sacrificed everything, right? They left their kids at home so I could have this opportunity. And I'm so proud of this country and what we've achieved here and what we're doing, Lucas. And it's all just coming together, man. So, could not, express enough gratitude and thanks to all of the men and women out there putting in that work, sacrificing, answering that call. Because I know for sure, personally, I wouldn't be able to do it. But that is why I can admire and I just appreciate it so much. That work that you're doing, it's incredible. Keep it up. And I just want to thank you, and I can just stop right there.
For sure, man. That was one of the most incredible moments of being in the military was, it was unfortunate because it's tradition to, be there with your families on 4th of July, but there's no better time to celebrate with the ultimate family. And that's obviously your brothers in arms and your sisters in arms. It was one of the greatest experiences I've ever had. And I'll never forget stuff like that. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I know that I didn't get to every one of your comments. I'm going to go ahead and apologize, but you guys are tremendous. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'm going to go out and shoot a couple bottle rockets up into the sky. I got to take the doggies out to the bathroom before it starts getting lit up in the sky because they freak out. So I appreciate your guys' time. And we'll be going back to normal hours next week, next Friday. So TC, I can't thank you enough, man, for coming on, and helping a guy out for sure. It means so much to me. And, I truly enjoy, to the fact that you and I were able to meet the way we were and collaborate and do things like this, man. So thanks so much. And, you guys know how I wrap this up. As always, have a good day.